Ringraziamo Markus Kummer per averci ricordato il ruolo che l'IGF delle Nazioni Unite svolge, soprattutto per quanto riguarda il confronto su questi temi e quindi anche l'aiuto che ci dà anche per quanto riguarda le eventuali decisioni che sono appunto conseguenti. Adesso ci saranno due brevi comunicazioni, la prima di Bertrand de La Chapelle, inviato speciale per la Società dell'Informazione del Ministero degli Esteri della Francia, e l'altra di Rita Forti, direttore dell'ISCOM del Ministero dello Sviluppo Economico. Ma prima diamo la parola a Stefano Trumpi perché ci deve fare alcune considerazioni.
Volevo semplicemente spiegare che è stata una mia iniziativa di fare un fuori programma. Primo, Bertrand de La Chapelle è un collega carissimo nel GAC di ICANN e ci incontriamo in molti meeting internazionali. Lui rappresenta la presidenza dell'Unione Europea in questo momento e appunto è coinvolto anche nelle iniziative simili a questa nostra in Francia e quindi è interessante sentire un'esperienza simile a questa e quindi Bertrand non è forse altrettanto bravo che Markus Kummer a parlare italiano, quindi credo che potrà scegliere fra francese e inglese. Okay,
grazie mille Stefano. Come lei dice, sono Bertrand de La Chapelle, sono il delegato speciale per la Società dell'Informazione nel Ministero degli Affari Esteri di Francia ed anche il vicepresidente del Governmental Advisory Committee dell'ICANN ed anche il rappresentativo della Francia nella CSTD, la Commission for Science and Technology of the UN. Mi piace molto di essere qui. Vorrebbe dire grazie per l'invitazione, ma vorrebbe anche domandare quale preferisci, francese o inglese? Francese. Inglese? Okay. So, as you see, my Italian goes only so far. I just want to make 3 quick points that basically Marcus touched upon already. The first thing is that this IGF is actually one in a series of meetings. There are several initiatives of the same sort in Europe. There are some in other regions of the world at the national level, including in Brazil or in Kuwait, of all places. And I just wanted to mention that in the Hyderabad IGF meeting at the end of this year, we took the initiative of organizing a workshop that will be dealing precisely with all those national initiatives. And the main purpose is to identify common traits and also how to facilitate replication in order to fulfill the WSIS requirement that Internet governance is dealt in a multi-stakeholder manner at all levels. The second thing, which is very, very important, is we had a brief presentation about the CCTLD manager of .it. You know that throughout the world, CCTLDs are managed in very different manners. Actually, the formats that are being adopted for national IGFs are very diverse as well. Some are initiated by governments, some are initiated by internet community or even conjunction of the private sector and other actors. The main point, as was said before, is that they are multi-stakeholder, which is important. But I want to highlight here one main characteristic of a multi-stakeholder exchange is the distinction between interaction and consultation. The key challenge for the IGF at the global level and at all other levels is to foster interaction among the actors so that they can share their specific perspectives on a given issue to help them build a common picture of a given problem before they even envisage a common goal or common measures. This very early stage of identifying all the different dimensions of an issue is often missing in many policy dialogues and policy processes, and it's a key benefit of the multi-stakeholder aspect. In that respect, I hope that Europe as a whole will set a goal that each country will set a goal that within 2, 3 years, 4 years maybe, every country in Europe has an equivalent IGF process, or at least a multi-stakeholder dialogue on those issues. The third point is related to this European dialogue on internet governance that took place a couple of days ago in Strasbourg in partnership with the Council of Europe. And this discussion, which was the first experiment in that respect, a sort of European-level IGF, highlighted basically 3 elements. The first thing is the interest to address those issues in a broader understanding of Europe than only the European Union. The Council of Europe has actually a membership that is very large, and the main benefit of this partnership is that the discussion at the beginning of this week, including people from Iceland to Turkey, and is bringing a new capacity for European Union actors to have influence on a broader scale. The second point is that this discussion showed and highlighted the interest of the participants in the concept of universal access to the Internet. And not only universal access to the Internet in a fixed line, but also to the mobile Internet, which led to floating an idea that would be an objective for Europe, in this case for the European Union, of looking forward, establishing a European-wide universal access broadband mobile Internet within a certain period of time, something that would be equivalent to a Wireless Europe initiative, not distinguishing how it will be done, but just visualizing together the goal of having single access, roaming access and universal access in all places in Europe. Sort of single digital European space. Finally, and this is very well connected, it's a nice segue for the discussions tomorrow. There was some discussion regarding the place of Internet, of human rights. And an expression emerged that I think we can chew on a little bit in the future is the notion of an human rights-based Internet governance. Some people were pushing the notion of human rights-based Internet, and the discussion showed that actually doesn't make much sense. But human rights-based Internet governance is something that I suppose we will discuss at length tomorrow and will probably emerge in Hyderabad as an interesting subject. So, in conclusion, I think Europe, and European Union in particular, is in an incredibly positive situation to be a front runner in the establishment of this multi-level architecture for Internet governance, having the national levels, the European level, and the connection to the global level. The articulation between those 3 levels are not clear yet, but it will be evolving in the future. But I think it is a great challenge and a great opportunity for Europe to be basically leading the race in that respect. Thank you.